JBN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the news with someone today. Now on to the news. Likelihood of Jamaica being directly hit by Beryl has increased. Hurricane Beryl has weakened to a Category 4 hurricane, but the Met Service of Jamaica says the likelihood of a direct impact to the island has increased. A hurricane warning remains in effect for Jamaica. In its latest bulletin, the Met Service said that the system's maximum sustained winds have decreased slightly to near 250 kilometers per hour or 155 miles per hour with higher gusts. At 1 p.m., the eye of Hurricane Beryl was located about 780 kilometers or 485 miles east-southeast of Kingston, Jamaica. The Met Service says the eye of Beryl is expected to be south of Hispaniola this afternoon before moving southeast of Jamaica on Wednesday morning. The current official track nudges the system to the north and increases the chance of the eye of the hurricane passing over the southern sections of the island, it says. Sangster International and NMIA to close tonight. In light of the threat posed by Hurricane Beryl, the Sangster International Airport in St. James and the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston will temporarily close tonight. PAC Kingston Airport Limited, the operator of NMIA, said the airport will be closed at 10 p.m. Meanwhile, media release from MBJ Airports Limited said Sangster will close at 11:59 p.m. and remain closed throughout Wednesday to ensure safety during the hurricane's passage. It said following the hurricane, a comprehensive assessment will be conducted to determine when it is safe to resume operations. Passengers are urged to contact their airlines directly for flight rescheduling information and confirmation of flight status before traveling to the airport. MBJ Airports Limited said updates on flight operations and the effects of Hurricane Beryl on operations at the Sangster International Airport will be posted on its website and social media pages. Man on Trelawney Cops radar gunned down during home invasion. A man who was reportedly on the Trelawney Police's radar was shot and killed during a home invasion on Sunday night. The deceased has been identified as 40-year-old Sheldon Henlon of a New Forest, Duanville address in the parish. Reports from the Trelawney Police are that at about 11 p.m., residents heard explosions coming from the direction of Henlon's home. The police were summoned, and upon their arrival, Henlon was found suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He was taken to the Falmouth Public General Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The police are yet to determine the motive for the killing. Expect power outages during passage of Hurricane Beryl, says JPS. The Jamaica Public Service JPS says the country should expect outages during the passage of Hurricane Beryl. Speaking in an interview on Tuesday morning, Director of Corporate Communications, Winsome Cullum, says the decision could be made to turn off the electricity based on the intensity of the storm.
We recognize that it has strengthened and a decision will be made closer to the time it impacts the island, how JPS will deal with whether we turn the power off or not. As at now, there is no plan to turn the power off. However, we are advising customers to expect power outages. While the grid is built to withstand a certain level of hurricane intensity, we will always have external conditions that will cause outages.
In the meantime, the National Water Commission, NWC, has said it has activated its disaster committee to ensure all emergency measures are implemented. Acting President of the NWC, Kevin Carr, said the agency has put in place additional chemicals that will be needed during the event of Beryl and will fill all storage tanks in anticipation of turbidity.
We have put in place additional chemicals that will be needed during the event of Beryl. We will fill all storage tanks. As you would know, most of our surface sources are impacted by turbidity, which is dirty water. We will also fill all our gasoline storage to ensure that our water trucks, both NWC and private, will have access to fuel in the event of service disruption. We have also ensured that all pumping stations that were out of operations are put back in service to ensure business continuity and service reliability during the period. Also, some other before onset hurricane activities. We will operate all facilities up to the point when there is no power supply. There are some critical facilities that have standby capacity to serve all the areas where hospitals are located.
PM says state of emergency could be declared after passage of Hurricane Beryl. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has indicated that a state of public emergency could be declared to give members of the security forces the powers to ensure public order in the event the country is devastated by Hurricane Beryl. He said members of the security forces will need the cover to crack down on any possible looting following the passage of the hurricane.
No decision has yet been taken. The Cabinet will reconvene in another hour or so. And when we review all the recommendations and presentations made, then we will inform the nation as to the implementation of orders under the DRMA. This is very important. It's very important to, one, establish that there is a disaster and that emergency rules would kick in. Very important for accountability afterwards. Sometimes, after disasters have passed, the accountability process sometimes does not incorporate that there was a disaster. And so it is important that the framework be well established. So it is likely that we will implement orders under the Disaster Risk Management Act. The nation will know this before 5 p.m. today.
Meanwhile, local government Minister Desmond McKenzie said the National Disaster Council has been mobilized.
We have already identified the areas where we are saying to the public, places like Port Maria, other areas we have put up early warning systems. I want to give the country the assurance that the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management is in a position to respond and to respond positively to any outcome that faces us over the next couple of hours. The Jamaica Fire Brigade, one of our first respondents, has been provided with the necessary resources. They have had new equipments that will allow them to offer the kind of response services that will be required at this time. Our shelters, once we are given the green light, we will activate the 870 shelters that is situated across the country. Relief supplies have been already secured. Parish disaster coordinators are in a state of readiness. Our shelter managers are also in a state of readiness. I'm going to ask the country to be ready to work with us, to work with themselves, to ensure that we minimize the effects of the spending hurricane.
Commissioner of Police Dr. Kevin Blake said the High Command has called in members who were on leave as part of its strategy to increase the number of boats on the ground.
Our mobile patrol will be concentrating primarily within the domestic spaces and the business districts. And our quick response, which may be extremely relevant given what may happen on our roadway, will be out in their full numbers to help to respond to incidents and also to protect our business communities. There are some key vital infrastructure that we have been looking at that we will be placing emphasis on looking at protecting in collaboration with our JDF, and these include Petrojam, our airports, our business districts, our hospitals, the major road networks, our courts, prisons, and all scheduled premises, including our high commissions and our embassies.
JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.